And this might sound a little bit weird, but I think I think in a situation like that where you might have a language barrier and your teamwork might not be the greatest and you know that going in, maybe each of you just plays to your strengths, right? Like maybe ACCM just YOLOs and Stark just walls up in a corner somewhere. And maybe it works.
You try to YOLO more than Frantic?
Well, it is
Uh,
ACCM, you know? He's on the same level of YOLO as the Frantic guys. And Stark is definitely a master of securing his area, let's call it that.
okay, okay. Well, I'm curious. I gave the go, Dave, and we're starting into this last best of 3 series. Starting off again with Step, then we have Twin Puddles and Mongolia to potentially end the series.
Welcome everyone. We are in the game 2v2 East Asia series between VNA and Frantic. And on the right side of the map, we have Really Diao, also known as Vivi, and Tim. They're playing as the Chinese and Spanish. And on the left side of the map for Vietnam, we have Stark and ACCM, and they are playing as the Chinese and Ethiopians. What do you think about Ethiopians, Nelly?
Well, I love that crossman and I love the transition, but you kind of feel that they could have been better on another map. I don't mind that too much. Like, what were the other choices? Mayans? Well, you have a villager more, but you kind of want to save them.
Franks? Mongols?
Franks. Well, Mongols, better eco. Franks, more map control. Maybe it just felt like, okay, if we pick Chinese, and ASM felt like, okay, I'm a good Chinese player. He's the guy who also plays Chinese on Bedouins, for example. He wanted to go for knights, and they needed to go for another archer-civ. Questionable, I think. Yeah, that's something we probably need to ask the players. I think it's not the best choice.
Do you like the Spanish on this map? I like them a lot from what I've seen, but I know there's mixed opinions on like how effective they can be. I guess if you're Tim, you can make the Spanish quite effective.
Well, what can he not make quite effective, right? He's just so good with annoying your opponent, and his spot is also so nice as well. Directly close to the stone. He has another defensive stone there later on. Well, screw up his boar lure for now. And this could just get so ugly if he goes for maybe tower aggression followed up by Kongs.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that quite a few times on this map, and it usually works quite well with Spanish. I like how Stark TC'd the woodline. You don't see that too often, but if it's that close, you might as well, right? You go up against that solid woodline, TC the gold and the stone. It's a really good placement for him, especially if he's gonna go for more, let's say, defensive style this game.
Yeah, the question is, if you are so far back, can you maybe even justify going Castle Age? It will be really tough to pressure him, right?
Yeah,
but he's super far away from the deers as well.
Yeah, it's also hard to justify going out to the deers. That's the second thing, right? You're gonna be a bit delayed because if you go out there, you're so exposed.
No.
We'll see.
Tim doesn't have the greatest deer either. The moment it feels like ACM even going for berries here. That's kind of weird. You never want to go for berries first, even though they're closer. They're slower and they're easier to protect in the long run. Not a big fan of that. And Stark, well, he needed to build quite a lot of farms if he wanted to make the fast castle happen. Uh-oh. Well, Vivi is doing Vivi things. Starting to wall the whole map.
I've never seen that before.
And it's not even CL playing for them, right? Could have been even crazier.
Yeah. See, like, Frantic players, most people would see an empty field, but Frantic players see a joke point that they can wall. They're like, yeah, we can wall that. Yeah, no problem.
They see a fulfilling day for their villagers.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, he starts nice and early. We'll have a very protected wood line and gold here. So archers could be pretty nice for him. And, well, didn't really sacrifice too much of an uptime problem here. 925, 931. So that's pretty sweet for them. ACM, quite surprised that he isn't clicking up yet. Should be clicking up any second. No! And the big question is, what is Stark up to? Feels like something in feudal age here. Didn't add a single farm. Walls himself quite tight. Completely ignores the deer. That's...
Yeah, so is ACCM though.
Yeah,
Both of
but
them.
is that how you want to play the map?
I don't know, but is
Do you
Tim coming
know?
forward to take more deer, or is he coming forward to... He's coming forward to tower with these villagers, right?
Yeah,
ACCM,
yeah.
with that forward barracks too, might be in some trouble here.
Uh-oh, you just called it a doubt barracks. But yeah, this one seems to be not that intercepted. ACM now moves out to the deer, and Tim indeed is tower rushing. Let's take a look how he's following this up. Even takes 6 villagers. Vivi with his horse around, and ACM, he has zero idea. Problem is, he cannot really scout the stone spots either. Think his horse is just completely out of position.
Yeah, what does he see here? Doesn't see anything.
Well, luckily he sees the
Now he can
first tower
spot it.
going up. He tries to wall the left-hand side. Stone is pretty open to the front. Has a defensive stone line where he's moving on to now. So will be somewhat safe. But yeah, his food will be extremely exposed.
So he's making a stable now. If he could... Oh, Tim's already walled up his wood line. He's got the villagers near the stone. He can't really hit Tim's eco with those scouts, and he can't really hit the forward villagers with them either. Like, how does he defend against this?
Maybe it's just not doing damage, not taking damage, and just having the better eco because your opponent has 5 villagers on stone working this whole time and 6 aggressive villagers. So that's kind of a potential quote-unquote counter to tower rush. Just have the better eco and not take any
Just
damage.
run. Yeah. Keep moving.
Well, yeah. Static defense. Okay, let's take a look. Villagers quite low here. Should not lose any. Tries to micro back. That's the first loss. And losing a lot of villagers already. Will not get his defensive tower up. And loses...
Look at the walls from
Spearmen.
Stark.
Oh boy.
Told you, man. A corner. He wants a corner.
Oh, what is this? Oh. Okay, early fletching by him. Now starts to farm. Didn't really get a lot of pressure against him and Vivi. He will just help out with his scouts so well. And now sees the villagers of ACCM. I think those 5 villagers should not have moved out. I think they should have gone home and built farms.
Now he's got the spear there, so maybe he can take out a couple scouts. He's got scouts of his own. He's killed one. He's surviving.
That went pretty well for him. Killed 2 scouts without a single loss.
Yeah. Migrate.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Maybe he goes further towards Stark because he didn't take his deer. I think in the long run he should lose those villagers. But yeah, I think it's too risky. I think ACM will lose them. Oh, Tim. Some walling and stuff here at the front. Big engagement in the center. Vivi now adding a spearman of his own is getting kills against all those scouts, and I think the
Stark
sun's
is
still
in
fine,
the middle
right?
with his archers underneath that tower from Vivi. And Vivi's gonna... Okay, garrison him just in time. Thought he was gonna lose a villager there, but well played from him.
Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, still has one very low. Loses some HP. Oh no, ACM is losing some HP on his scouts. What is that? 6 archers +1/+1 from Ethiopians. That's not so easy to clear up, especially if you have low HP scouts in there.
The villagers are coming out now. The scouts are taking a lot of hits from that, especially with the way the archers are positioned. Decent trade, I think, from Stark there.
I think so as well. Didn't
There's a
take the
couple weak
villager.
villagers there too.
Oh yeah? Maybe bruising them for the second attack. Is he getting a villager? Yeah, that's totally fine for him. That was,
That's
I
a great
believe,
trade.
3 scouts, maybe even 4 scouts, and a villager, and a spearman. That was pretty good, and now he's sending in the next group. Stark, he's doing some damage.
Yeah, and I mean, Tim is still pushing into ACCM, but credit to ACCM, he's defended okay. I wouldn't say he's defended perfectly, but he's defended okay from that. And now he's
Yeah,
losing
well,
the villagers in the middle. That's not good for him.
Yeah, kind of
Maybe.
as we have foreseen, right? Oh,
He's so
not
busy with the
taking
tower
care.
rush, he doesn't notice, yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. Miking there, well, he's trying to fight off some. Oh, Tim is now chasing down with villagers as well. He heard of some fighting over here. He's coming over.
Stark denying the market from Vivi. Classic play. Market denial.
What
He's
is?
gonna YOLO it.
He is kind of YOLOing it. Oh, Stark is now YOLOing under the TC. Oh no, he isn't.
Vivi still hasn't gotten that market up, and he lost a villager. Oh my goodness. That's so annoying, right?
Okay, now he's rushing out more villagers. This is just so wild. Why is he trying to get that one up? Well, if you look at his resources, yeah, just had way too much wood for sure. Can click up any second now, so that's good for him. And let's take a look at the other players. ACM, Deep in Feudal Age. Tim, he will click up in 1-2 minutes. And Stark is clicking up any second, even adding more archer ranges for himself.
Interesting.
Oh, and Stark, he could get a lot of damage done. Oh no, but that's the thing. Like Stark, if only he knew where to attack now. Oh, I think that's the wrong spot. If he ran straight to the wood line, he could have gotten so much done.
Yeah, and this gives time for Tim to drop that defensive tower. And there's nothing Stark can do here now. How did that
And-
tower get there from Tim in the back of ACCM's base?
I
Where did
just
that
spotted
come
as
from?
well. Oh, he went in there, had an outpost, and just felt like, hey, it's time for a tower again. But it seems like he didn't get anything done with that, right? Well, he forced a lot of idle time. That's for sure.
I want to know why Stark is behind on villagers. Did Vivi not get wheelbarrow? Or did Stark just forget
Stark
to produce?
has wheelbarrow. No, Stark has wheelbarrow. And let me spot some villager. Vivi has wheelbarrow as well. Well, maybe it's just Chinese against Ethiopians, right? You have more
Yep.
villagers. He just built the TC instantly. Maybe it was 3-4 villagers ahead. Yeah, that shouldn't really happen. I think he didn't lose a single bill. And killed some. This is weird.
Yep. Yeah, Vivi lost 2 villagers. I love what Stark's doing in Tim's base. Oh my god, how annoying is that?
Yeah.
Stand ground at every angle. That's a smart play.
Tim going for some migration, and he's not really getting that much gold. Okay, now he sold some. And yeah, one knight will clear it up though. Maybe even sending double the numbers, and that might be a very aggressive castle coming up pretty soon. Tim heavily on stone still.
Vivi has got to be careful because these are crossbows with Bodkin in the back of his base, and it won't take them very long to get in that palisade wall.
Oh yeah.
He's got to notice this quickly and react to it quickly.
Well, tricky to wall this off. What is stuck? Oh no, now he's attacking another one. And another one.
No.
He just attacked
just
3 different
tossed away.
palisades. Oh.
Toss away his advantage there.
Now knights could be grouped up. Instant Siege Workshop isn't even breaking through.
Still, I don't think Vivi can fight this with his knights yet. He needs quite a few more. These are Ethiopian crossbows.
Oh. Yeah, agreed. Especially without +2 defense, it gets really tricky. Vivi already losing some HP as well. But how is Vivi now really pulling ahead in villagers here? has his TCs running for himself. Nice knight numbers. Is trying to attack ACCM now, even running under the TC. And those villagers in the wood line, they seem to be protected, but actually they aren't.
Stark has crossbows over near ACCM space as well. If he gets the other 5 over there, can he... I don't think they can deny that castle, not with the 2 knights there.
Spanish castle, 4 towers around as well. The 2 knights buying some time. The castle will go up. ACM will lose his CC eventually, but will obviously get to castle age. And Tim, well, those have to be some annoying conquistadors. The tower will go down at the front there. It will be really tough for ACM to defend this.
And the knights in ACCM's base are the biggest deal because the castle's at the front. You can't really garrison in the TC to take care of them. And the towers aren't doing much damage to them either.
And, well, let's come back to the Civ choice. Stark, if he had a more mobile civilization, if he maybe had, well, knights himself now, maybe something with a mobile unique unit, such as Spanish or Mayans here. Could he have done more?
Credit to ACCM though, a lot of players would have been completely dead in his situation right now.
Yeah.
I think he's done well for defending, and he's even dropping a second TC here to the left. Well, he kind of has to, because the first one's gonna die soon. But...
another defensive castle, defensive TC for him now. Might want to get a castle up, and now conquistadors are running in, and trust me, Tim, with those conquistadors, that's just so ugly to play against. Send some villagers in the TC, but should have, well, too low of HP now to really garrison them.
Stark has got to be very careful in Tim's base, because there's a lot of potential death rolling his way right now. Uh-oh.
Potential death, you call it. I say highlight scene. Now the first big good hit, and we'll get a second one to finish this off. Not a single unit died in exchange, and Stark, isn't even taking care of his... And he's trapped! He's trapped there! Dave! This could be so bad. It's a trap! I get my Admiral Akbar t-shirt. And Knights, I think they shouldn't really chase this down, because they are kind of free losses now. Indeed, just run back. You have 2 Mangonels there. Communicate well. It's one of Tim, one of Vivi. Both shooting in the center. And that's actually okay. It's done by Stark.
Well
Get some damage against the Knights.
You can do it.
Oh, will be tricky. More dodges. Kills 1 Mangonel. Stark. Oh, that's a heavy one though. Some micro here. The question is to finish down the Knight. That's very low HP. The 1 Knight can just shoot through all of them now. Some more dodging. Is Stark winning this one?
No. It was so close, Nilly. I thought it was gonna happen.
ACM coming over with the camels to revenge. And yeah. Meanwhile, we had Tim just going ham in the base of ACM, having his fun as well. Everyone should have fun, right? It's a game.
Look at the spec overlay right now. What's coming in?
Hand card for Stark. Sick.
I'm talking about Imperial Age. Come on, give me a break.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad.
It's pretty quick. Considering he just lost his entire army.
3 archery ranges working for him. Should have a solid food eco.
And he's not walled. He's not fully walled.
Well,
they're looping around.
Well, he should be able to defend though, right? If he goes back with the crossbowman. Oh, Age of Gate Pyres, but won't be in time. Will it be in time? Are you kidding me? If you're getting the right one? No. Okay. Nothing happened here.
That's so annoying as a player. You just send your villagers out to wall, and that's when the enemy appears.
Yeah.
1 second too late.
Okay. Well, they see University and Monastery in the back now, so they should know this guy is up pretty soon. Crossbowmen need to go back and try to defend Thumbring on the way. I guess Ballistics is already researched here. Yeah, looks like it. And... oh no, maybe not. No ballistics yet. Didn't really have the gold. Okay, what's the plan for ACM now? You
Stay
cannot really
alive.
boom. You cannot really build an army. And Stark, well, he wanted to be really aggressively in the face of Vivi now, instead of trying to chase down and play defensively.
If you're ACCM, you probably really want a castle, but he has no stone to go to get one. Oh, he has enough stone for a castle. Okay.
Yeah.
So he did collect all of it in his base, and
Well, so less some. So Vivi is going for the Cavalier tag. Tim is staying on Conquistadors, getting a nice kill here against ACCM's 30C. Another aggressive tower. And that will be, well, a lot of dead villagers here for ACCM for sure. Stark, he needs to get a lot of kills done very quickly. Don't really see that happening in the near future though.
if he can distract Vivi long enough, and if ACCM cannot die for long enough, maybe they have a shot to get back in this. But Tim's being super annoying with ACCM trying to drop this other TC here and trying to move out to the left-hand side. Just keeps denying it. And he's going to tower him into his own little trap.
Yeah, those are two ifs that I don't really see coming, right? Stark, very immobile, needs to go back with his army. Yeah, he will get some kills, but not really getting the pressure in the center that he wanted to get. Will stay on Arbalist, and, well, if Vivi feels like, okay, Mass Cavaliers aren't doing the deal anymore, he could even switch into skirmishes, but for now, he's the one pushing even.
And Stark still with no ballistics. Huh.
Well, and that's weird because he just saw chemistry, right? So he just clicked chemistry, so he should have seen.
I don't think so.
That he has
Maybe I'm wrong,
ballistics.
but I don't think any of those arrows hit. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't have ballistics like 2 minutes ago. Thing is, maybe people are so fast clicking the upgrades. For example, I know Leary, he clicks the upgrades kind of without really seeing them. So he could click chemistry and not see that he does not have ballistics.
Ooh,
Pretty sure
ACCM
about
trying to
Starks.
drop that TC, and Tim actually researched guard tower just to delay him even more.
Well,
That's so
is it really delaying more?
Well, it's delaying him pushing out more. It's not really delaying the TC more.
No. Onager attack now
Onager
even from
coming in.
Vivi. Oh. Where's the army of ACM, of Stark at the moment? Very grouped up. Massive amount of resources for him.
He's only got
But
25 Arbalists. He should have more.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Well, he went in with 68 villagers. We said it's very early. It was so early because his eco wasn't that great.
Finish the wall!
Oh,
Oh no, there's a hole!
oh, looks like my game against Frantic. Fields nearly man. And, well, that's pretty ugly. He didn't have a lot of villagers for himself anyway. And now the Cavaliers are just swarming in here and, well, he didn't have high numbers and it will just be so tricky to get higher now.
Yeah, if you're fighting against Cavaliers, you want to fight in a choke point somewhere or near your castles or somewhere defensible, right? You don't want to fight in your own base in a wide open area.
Oh man, losing his castle at the front, and yeah, that's so true, what you said. You want to dictate the fight, and Cavaliers now dictating the fight themselves. And that's just the problem of Ethiopians here. They didn't really get onto that beautiful position. Doubt he had just the earlier transition there with the Chinese better eco and was just earlier. Ethiopian, yeah, they're stronger, but just so slow to get onto the nice numbers. But now a pretty good fight here for Stark. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, you think Vivi should have... I think Vivi should have just run around the base a bit more and delayed him.
Yeah,
Kept him running around while he pushed with the Trebs on the other side. It's curious to me that he would lose his whole army and decide to pick that fight underneath the TC there.
Yeah, well, the TC wasn't really the damage dealer, but Halberdiers, very clumped up Arbalest. Yeah, so nice. So, exactly what you said should not happen, happened. And, well, Vivi, what is he going for? Okay, some expansion here. He's at the solid pop 160 and now switching into Chuganus as well. Uh-oh, but Tim up to imp. ACM, 600 food, 1,000 gold.
He's
This will
fine.
be really tricky. Oh.
He's fine, man. Come on.
I say GG timing before 44 minutes.
And now bombard cannons going down from Stark. Those are very expensive. Can't afford to lose those.
And he did. And, well, questionable Civ. Stark, just very far away. Didn't take any damage. But you simply saw the difference, right? Doubt didn't take any damage. They had a better team play. Obviously, ACM never had the chance to really get onto Scout and play the kind of standard meta clean game. And just felt like Stark, with that way of being untouched, wanted to see more from him, right?
Well, I think maybe he underestimated, like, when we were looking at the difference in villagers, they were going up to Castle Age, him and Vivi at the same time. And you said it might have been Chinese. It might have been the fact that Stark never touched the deer at all in the center. So Vivi lost like 2 or 3 vills, but at least he was on the deer. And he probably harvested like 8 to 12 deer, whereas Stark had 0. He was on berries really early.
He still has villagers in the center here. I can count 4 mills in the center. So, yeah, he got just so much more free food. Yeah, very true.
GG.
GG. And ACM with only 16 kills, kind of cornered, not much he could really do there. The villagers, it is just so tricky. Tower rush. I honestly felt the horse was simply at the wrong position. He needed to be between himself and Tim to see if we are getting towered. And he was kind of behind Tim's space. Yeah, and didn't scout anything. And therefore, no great reaction.
He had to know he was going to get towered, though. Like, you have to know that. If you see Spanish, you have to know that. And you see Tim. Like, it's not a surprise, right? I guess you just can't react right away when he places it down.
Well, maybe then you can pull more villagers, but still quick walls are possible. Question is, how much does it lag? China, Vietnam, Brazil. If you pull the villagers. Well, kind of tricky. Now I'm excited for Twin Puddles. I'll say we're ready. Whereas Bekti, I think he can only play so many times, right? He already played one 2v2 stage. Maybe they wanted to play another one. You cannot have your best players play every single stage. That's why we see a lot of diversity in players and civilizations and strategies. Same here on Twin Puddles, still with Mr. Dave.
And it's still between Vietnam and Frantic. On the right side, we've got the Frantic team, Tim and Really Diao, also known as Vivi, and they're playing as the Slavs and the Huns, 2 very strong land civilizations. And on the other side, we have the Vietnam Legends playing as the Mayans and Japanese, 2 very versatile situations. Were also very good when you combine water, especially with the Japanese.
Yeah, and speaking of water, this is the generation where everyone kind of has the same access to water, and you really need to contest it. Vivi, very short distance though, that's nice for him. Stark, somewhat close. We see Tim with a longer distance, but you kind of are forced to contest those pawns if you just let your enemy fish there and just try to play something on land. That doesn't really work.
It's funny how it matched up here, because I think Huns are better than Mayans on water, but Japanese are better than Slavs on water. So we'll see if the teams decide to both dock the same pawn, or if they're both going to their separate pawn and are going to fight on water with the other team. Should be a nice matchup on both sides.
And completely different civilizations as well. Tricky to really decide on what strategies you want to go for. Maybe the Han just contests water, especially because he's so short. Tim, maybe with his long distance, can he just go for only scouts? I think going for a lot of feudal age aggression on both water and land is the answer. And then I feel Frantic's team play should just be so much better.
I mean, if you're Stark, as Japanese, you need the water. So as soon as Tim sees that, he's gonna know that Stark, like Slavs, maybe you could give it up early and transfer into those OP Slav farms. And civs like Huns and Mayans can get by without it. One of Japanese key advantages is their fishing ships, right? So
yeah.
and Stark has to be sure to wall this villager. Okay, got loom. Nice.
Well, no wolf as well, so that's good for him. HCM is sending a villager out. Vivi also, and well, Tim now sending one out as well. Quite late though. Look at that. He will arrive when he has like 220 wood or something. That's not a great adjustment to the distance to the pond.
Yeah, well, that's Tim for you, right? It's not always precise. It just has to be effective.
And oh, we said ACM is going for the water, but well, I've been very wrong.
Lame? Is he gonna lame this boar villager from Stark? Oh,
he's trying to, but too close to the TC in my opinion. Won't be the best boar placement, but still absolutely fine. Stark now coming back with his scout. And I'm surprised that ACM is not trying to contest the wall at all and has really weird walls here as well. Don't really like that play. That will be...
That is massive, that wall.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be Drush FC into plumes as well. At least that's his plan. But he can easily die before that. Stark is now going for a lot of walls. They will probably try to team wall this. But Stark's walls... That's just crazy here. If they go for some reasonable feudal age aggression, they should just die.
That's nuts, man. That is so ambitious. Look at that.
Okay. Wow. Let's think about it. Actually, it's pretty close to being fully walled here. Stark is still protecting with his scout. Will take a good first hit against Tim here, but now this fighting uphill. Will probably lose his scout here. Not the greatest scenario for him. Tim is up, Vivi is up. So they will be way more aggressive. Tim still with his scout. Someone of them going aggressively. Tim, now that's your decision with all the villagers. Didn't really build a mill yet, and that's forward villagers. So that will be Tim playing the forward. Oh god, Vivi going for the forward as well. This could be a wild game.
Oh, and he's gonna run right into the Drush from Stark. Or ACCM, sorry. That's not great for Vivi.
Huh? He's sending one villager to the left-hand side. Feels like, okay, I sent 5 forward. If one makes it, that's good for me. Good enough for me.
And look at that barracks being forced down from Vivi as well. If it was any other player, I would say he was in panic mode right now, but it's all part of the plan, boys.
Exactly how he wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tim can't figure out where he wants to go either. Does he go and push Stark, or does he go over to... Okay, he's going to push Stark's wall. Correct play when you see your opponents walling up this much.
Yeah, let's take a look. Is Vivi just building a... Yeah, he's building an aggressive tower there. Yeah, very close to the only somewhat protected goal of ACCM. So that will be tricky for him. Sends 3 more villagers in archer range. So that will be archers indeed. Some walls behind there. Still fish for him. What's the water situation here in the south? Yeah, go ahead.
Just missed those villagers with his Drush there. And the water situation is that Stark is making fire galleys from 2 docks, and Tim's I guess just going to be annoying with his 1 dock.
No, but it cannot really be annoying against Japanese, right? I think he won't get a single fisher. I think Tim in this situation is just wasting resources. 3 dogs against 1 dog. I think you shouldn't build a single fire galley.
How long does it take? Like 45 seconds for a fire to kill a fishing ship for
120 shots. I'm not really sure how. Yeah, 45 seconds might be it. Will he get one? I think he shouldn't.
And Tim's even towering. Now he's towering the docks. Interesting play.
That's not too bad, yeah. Should be rushed down though. Oh, can he maybe
he's gonna
repair the galley?
Next level.
Oh, no. Unfortunate stop there. More fire galleys now from Stark. Yeah,
this
go ahead.
This defense from ACCM is unique. Nothing else. It's a funnel towards his TC. He's like, you can go this way. You can't go that way.
Well, and it's just Vivi, so he will just build another tower and will still pressure the right-hand side. I think we need to see a defensive tower for ACCM in the right-hand side. Indeed, that's what he's going for. Love that. Tim moving forward as well with his towers. This is just pure aggression here from the Chinese.
And Stark's got to make sure these Vills don't get a tower on that gold. Which I think he can do. And Tim's dropping another tower on the fish. He did manage to kill 1 fishing ship with his fires.
Okay. It's more than I expected. Stark maybe underreacted a bit there. We went for some aggression too early. And Stark, he's now going for full defense here against Tim, who tries to randomly wall those widgets. That should never really happen, right?
Vivi being pushed back too. ACCM, it looks unorthodox, but it works. This defense.
Yeah, gets a villager kill. Thing is though, ACCM, no water control for him and didn't contest it at all. Vivi, he can just fish boom away here. Very easy transition for him into Castle Age, and then maybe Mass CA can even deal with the plumed archers of ACM. Oh, beautiful anticipation here by ACCM. Building a defensive tower at his gold to counter the one that is coming up from Vivi. So, very nice move protecting his, well, only gold that he has access to at the moment.
He needs that other female villager to get in on the action here to complete that tower so that he can deny the one from Vivi. And Vivi moving around to the hill where the main gold is as well, or the secondary big gold. And ACCM, again, just walling behind, doesn't place a tower there at all. Just gonna give that up, I guess.
Yeah, doesn't really have the wood for it even, and didn't really need to. Tim got some more annoyance done against Stark. It's now 4 villages ahead, but obviously 6 fishing ships behind. Let's take a look. Feels like the towers aren't really getting the kills against the fishing ship anymore. Let's take a look at resources. Okay, go ahead.
He killed that one tower with fire ships alone, the tower closest to the shoreline. So his fish can pretty much fish in peace now.
Okay. Yeah, looks like it. ACM can click up any second now. And is up, has 200 stone in the bank, some villagers on stone only. Maybe needs to send some more to be a bit more stable. Is controlling his gold now, maybe can use the market. Builds another defensive tower. It could have been a bit more towards the walls if you ask me.
Yeah, a bit farther up on, like 2 tiles farther, I think. And it would have defended perfectly.
No. ACM, he is counting on getting enough stone for plumed archers. Doesn't even have a barracks yet. Oh no, he has a barracks, but no archery range. Doesn't really want to boom. Maybe he just should have gone back and get stone from Stark, but well, he couldn't really provide a lot of safe stone himself. Tim even upgrading fletching, and he's deep in feudal age. Do we see a sling? No.
And Stark's
his base looks like he's sling.
Yep.
Is Tim maybe switching into a sling? Don't really know what his plan is. Now the defensive market. think Tim will sling. Then we might have Tarkans against Plumes, or maybe Cavaliers against Plumes. Kind of a rewind from the Somi game earlier against SY.
I like this team effort to keep the wall up. We got Stark with 2 gates in the middle, and right behind that is a wall coming down from ACCM.
Oh yeah. Okay, well I think he pulled the villager away. But yeah, built one stone wall, had the walls in front before that. Let's take a look. Vivi now moving in. Should maybe hope that the villagers are opening the gate. Shouldn't really attack here. And that's what you can see. Is he moving back? Not really. Oh, it's dark. Well, it's all fine. We'll reach castle age any second as well. Then the gates will get more HP. Big problem though. ACM, what is he bringing to the map at the moment? Only a single siege workshop.
Yeah, he opted for the second TC before the castle. I mean, he could have bought himself a castle if he really wanted to.
Oh, ACM going for the redock at the right hand side. Look at that. But couldn't really get that one rolling. Gilnet's now for Vivi. Yeah, well, timing is somewhat off now. Vivi building another tower there to block another gold spot. And Tex Crossbowman wants to stay aggressively here. And, well, they're breaking through somewhat soonish here against ACM.
Stark made a transport ship to send 1 villager over to the other side. She's going to make a dock, and then what's she going to do? I mean, Tim has outposts there. Why make the transport?
Well, he didn't want to risk the villager, right? That's just to get another dog out and be a bit more efficient. Oh, Mangonel now in the center. Vivi, that could be pretty big against him. Oi, oi, oi. Even surviving with all villagers. Not taking a single loss here. That was really fortunate for him. SCM now going for monastery to defend. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
defend against those knights. He's got a wall up here, though. He can't let the knights in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice gate. Well done.
Just in time. But still, the crossbowmen, they could just get there, get some villager kills. Maybe some siege from him. Tim, by the way, didn't go for the sling. He is going for maybe siege. He doesn't have a stable yet. Oh, crossbowmen trying to defend here. University is going up. Mangonel defense, pretty solid so far. ACCM, he's taking the score lead.
Well, he's got the fire ships too now. He's taken out the 1 fire galley from Vivi. Vivi forced to make a couple more. So no longer free fish.
Okay, upgrades to war galley even, something he doesn't really want to go for.
And
crossbowman in the center.
Castle coming down now from Stark and a siege.
Maybe he's breaking through at the gold. Sorry for interrupting you there. ACM, not really sure what happened there. Was there only 1 palisade wall? Feels a bit like it. 3 villagers going down. But that's kind of the end of Vivi's raid. What did you want to say about the castle?
Oh, Stark's making a castle and Tim actually making a forward siege workshop. So he wants to press, but Stark already anticipated that. And there's nowhere for Tim to go really over there.
Yeah. Gonna take off
nowhere
those
for these mangonels to go.
Let's take a look. Can he get a shot off there? Oh, is he getting something done? Not really. Knights will all die. Mangonels probably as well. So kind of an evenish trade for both. Felt like maybe could have maybe done something more, but that was just super annoying. They're keeping up the aggression. Who has the advantage at the moment?
I feel like Stark and ACCM have kind of weathered this storm now. And you can't underestimate that fish boom that Stark's had. Well, fish boom, but the fishing economy that Stark's had this entire game with Japanese. He's got a pretty stable eco at the moment. Tim with a forward castle now. Wow. Okay.
Okay, but I think he plays 1 TC. No, has 2 TCs. But look at his resources. Might be clicking up pretty soon.
As soon as the castle's down, probably. Slab
Oh, maybe
farms, man.
sell.
You can do it.
Yeah, maybe sell
afford to do
some
it.
resources. Build another gate. Vivi just axed the water here. Pretty sure what for. Ah! Now I realize why Stark built that dock. Obviously the other ones he cannot really use because of the towers. Oh boy. Complete brain lag by me. Okay, Stark and Tim now both going to Im. The eco should be way better for Stark though. He has still 2 TCs running behind that and tagging to Imp. I think he should be winning the trap war then, right? Is still on stone. On the other side, Tim not really. Now adds a Boyar, a unit that I don't really understand.
And forward castle from Vivi right near that gold as well from ACCM. ACCM really needs a castle of his own.
Does he still not have one? That's so weird, man.
Yeah.
And if only he built the tower 2 tiles further to the right hand side. He would have had the safe stone exactly how we wanted. And he could have like mass up to 15, maybe even 20 plumes already.
The good news for ACCM is that Vivi's not going up anytime soon. Well, at least not for the next couple of minutes.
But show me a safe gold spot for ACCM at the moment.
He's taking Starks in the back of his base.
Okay.
It's in his allies' base. It's safe.
It's
fine.
Dave, you always surprise me. I try to put you in difficult situations, but you still keep delivering.
War Galley for Stark. War Galley. That's a lot. Is he gonna go chemistry cannon galleon right away to get rid of that castle and those towers? Why the War Galley? Why so many?
I think you don't even need War Galley upgrade to get to cannon galleons, so doesn't really make that much sense. Those gates kind of have a hole. I'm not 100% sure, but it feels like potential. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Has that, and well, another defensive castle here for Stark. Could maybe even go for Samurai against the Boyar. Goes for Monk defense.
Clicking up now. He's finally got a castle of his own, and if Vivi doesn't get up soon, he's going to lose that forward position. Okay, Vivi's going to click up now. Really close. Yeah. Wow. Close game.
And that's still full annoyance against that gold spot. ACM in a world of trouble when it comes to that. An aggressive gold spot here for Stark not really being controlled. So overall the gold control for the Vietnamese Brazilian composition very questionable, and it just feels like, do they have a good answer if Vivi now switches onto Tarkins? It feels like he could end the game with that.
Start getting Cataparuto.
Oh, lovely upgrade. He has 1 trap to work with at the moment.
I would have rather had like a couple more traps than getting that, but you know.
It's not a cheap upgrade as well. So
no.
Really weird.
And the good thing for him is that Tim doesn't have many villagers forward here. He could actually use his war galleys right now to kill those villas, but I don't think he's going to realize. So he can't repair that castle, and Tim's going to lose that forward position.
Yeah, and Stark will save that. They will get more access to gold. The thing is though, ACM, like, how many military units did he build all game long? Basically, like, nothing, right? It's the first time that he's now going for some pikemen. And
he had 2 fire galleys at one point.
Okay.
Don't forget the drush. He had the drush.
Okay, and Tim, very poor eco in general. Let me take a look at that. We have 20 farmers, and he's still going for the champion tag. That shouldn't really work out, even with Slavs.
Slavs are Slavs. That's
Thanks, man.
I've learned to not underestimate them.
Okay. 3rd castle now, and the stranglehold of Vivi is getting really tight here for ACCM. Now traps will come out. ACM has no chance of ever saving that castle, no chance to getting back onto his gold spots. even if he gets to mass halberdiers, yeah, Vivi can't really get like the instant kill, but it's not like ACM can ever really pressure.
Oh, the War Galley's getting some kills now from Stark. Holding that little choke point over there. Maybe ACCM's plan is just to hold as long as he can against Vivi and hope that his ally can kill Tim.
Yeah, do you think Stark is saying, okay, it's looking so good here, I will kill my opponent pretty quickly?
Maybe. I mean, it's just the choice to go Halberdier to not make any additional castles. Like, that's not a winning composition, you know? Halberdier Treb? you don't really push with that.
It's only 2 traps, and they cannot really win the trap war against Hunt either. So Elite Tarkin on the way. Yeah, ACCM, I think he cannot be broken at the moment, but 0 chance of advancing, loses 50% of his traps here as well. Next one is going down. Tricky situation now. And, well, champion tag coming to the other side. Tim sending some of his 200 swordsmen, and they will just wreck ACM here.
Stark teched into Elite Samurai, but it's just slow. It's a slow push, and Tim's doesn't even have to be worried about that push at the moment. Yeah, ACCM's in trouble here, man.
Halberdier is now holding the front. As I said, Vivi cannot really kill.
Maybe he can hold long enough. Maybe he can hold until Stark pushes into Tim's base, because...
Sad it's taking some time. He has 2 traps still at the left-hand side, make that 4 in total. Trying to advance a bit. Tim going for Blast Furnace. Now the push at the left-hand side. ACM in a lot of trouble here. Those 200 swordsmen, they are just wrecking those Cavaliers. Let's take a look. Traps should be moving forward as well. And ACM, yeah, he's trying to do his very best, but he has no options.
Where are the samurai from Stark? That's what I want to know. Where are they? Oh, they're coming through the back of the base. Okay, so Stark's going to loop around, try and help his ally a bit. ACCM, the Halberdiers, they're holding. I don't know for how long.
Losing another TC. Actually, overall population is pretty much dead even. But look at the map control. Look at how we will see trade set up pretty soon. Extra gold still in the back. Scouted, all the map control. There's so many non-pop factors rolling so well for Frantic here.
And Vivi now coming over to help Tim with some Elite Tarkins. Stark, I don't think, has enough Samurai there. Not yet anyway, but they produce so fast, and he's got some more coming in, so maybe he does have enough to defend.
I think that's not too shabby here for Stark. I think he can take a good fight, although more Tarkins are coming in. We don't have Drajnia yet for Tim, so the splash damage is not really there. I think Samurai should just wreck this.
Yeah. Losing the Trebs, but he can replace those. And he's fought off this attack. And now, I don't want to say ACCM's pushing, but he's not dying. Which is
I could call that pushing. I would be fine if we call that pushing, my friend. Rams are moving forward, Halberdiers are moving forward. Not the most upgrades. Drajnia are now coming in for Tim. But after losing a lot of champions, that's not really your perfect scenario. Traps are moving forward. Suddenly, VNS in a good spot here.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here from VNS. They're really pushing back, and I don't think Tim can deal with the push from Stark.
Yeah, what can he do? Mass champions is his option. Now he even takes to coin it? Let me see, how many farmers does he have now? 42, okay. Can see that working out. Trap's doing a good job. But not enough Halberdiers now at the left-hand side. And while the Rams are going down, this is getting tricky for ICM again, who's still lacking a lot of upgrades here. Not a single attack upgrade for now, getting forging.
And his resources are not looking good, ACCM. Not much in the bank for him.
Pop 100 really needs a sling from Stark. He could just send 2k wood, some stone for the Mayans. Wouldn't that be something?
And even Cav Archers now being mixed in from Vivi, which is a great addition against these Halberdiers.
Uh-oh, and I may ask what Halberdiers pretty soon, because they are really dying quite quickly here, and yeah, as you said, CA just so good against those Halberdier numbers, and now tries to move back even further. Pop 80 only for ACCM. Stark, he needs to push so slowly. He's doing a great job. So many traps. Moving forward with another castle. Tim is trying to hold this off with another layer of walls. This is a very close game still here.
Yeah, it's just that pop from ACCM that has me concerned. Like, Tim's still producing army. ACCM's army is just being shredded as soon as it comes out.
Oh, but Stark, now he has access to a big gold spot here of Tim in the front. Look at that. Now he's building a mining camp. He might get gold enough for the whole team. And CA, well, they are not super great against Halberdiers once they close down the distance. So HCM, I think he should just receive more sling. And then they maybe have the chance of holding.
Look at those Cav Archers in the base, though. They're right in the middle of Stark and ACM's eco.
And that's just where ACM wanted to rebuild his TC. Ugly spot. We see some samurais being built here. Watchtower defense now goes for guard tower, goes for bracer, but we also have the heavy CA tech. Kind of tough.
Tim,
we have, yeah, go ahead.
Desperately trying to wall, and he's actually sending, instead of defending with his champions, he's just walling up with villagers, and he's sending a full group of champions into ACCM space. I think that's probably a good decision.
At the moment, he cannot really engage there, so I agree with that, yeah. Sending them over, pretty good against everything ACCM has at the moment. And, well, he couldn't really fight against the castle, isn't trading off too well against samurais. Now the solid defense here with Yashama, Bracer, and Ballistic. So Stark's defensive towers, they will hold off all aggressions of Vivi. He is finding himself quite a nice spot in the back here. Is trying to be annoying. Map control, still like 75-25 or something, though, for Frantic.
Vivi is, or not Vivi, Tim is walling like crazy. He even tried to wall the bottom corner, but Stark got in there. His villager numbers are dropping now.
Can Stark carry this one? Stark, I still would love to see him send some more resources over to ACM because it's getting really dicey now for him. Dropping down below 80 population here, another TC going down. ACCM, well, he has at least 2 TCs. Vivi now going for Siege Ram. He wants to get the kill pretty quickly here.
I want to see, I would like to see ACCM move his eco completely over to the left side, but that's hard. I didn't even notice the Cav Archers from Vivi back there. Wow. Looping all the way around.
Yeah, that's why
So
Stark built so many defensive towers and got all the upgrades. We have some walls still from Stark, built some more towers as well to defend this. Actually quite a lot of dead population at the moment, but still, those massive CA, tricky to answer for Stark.
Yeah, and his ally is at 59 pop, 61 pop.
Aww.
Not good,
That's
but
a
he is
tricky
busting
thing.
into the walls in Tim's space. Tim re-walling right away behind that. Still not engaging with the champions yet.
Tim just holding so well here, buying time for his team. Actually getting up to pop 150 himself now after losing so much. And just look at the resources for Stark. He only started to sling now. Could have been ages ago. ACM could have used every single resource.
Vivi having to X his allies' economy where the samurai are now in, but he just sent Tim a bunch of resources, and Tim has that giant group of champions that he can defend with now.
Yeah, and he probably will, right? The solid numbers here. He has 77 military at the moment, and that's just the GG. ACM couldn't really hold, and well, I said it really early on. Stark and ACM, if they face a lot of feudal pressure, ACM's map just not good enough here.
I think ACCM, like, he made some weird decision. Like, why not go for the... I guess because his stone wasn't defended because of that tower placement, but I think he should have bought a castle. Like he needed a castle early in
Yeah, well,
Castle Age.
yeah. And if you have the castle, you can control gold again.
Yeah. Like there was a good spot you could have placed it right beside that main gold at the front. Would have killed 2 towers. There was no way Vivi could have denied that. And then your transition is so much better than just going what did he go? Halberdier capped ram for Imperial Age?
Well, not the best composition for sure. And, well, not contesting the pawn as well was a big mistake, in my opinion. Well, he contested a bit later. Well, probably better game than the other three we have casted, though. Interesting one. And yeah, still an entertaining series. Now I want to see what the matchups are. Frantic against Secret in the next round. That has to be sweet.
I'm looking forward to that matchup. Those are some very, very good players. And that's probably the two best players from each team, too. Well, debatable, but
Vivi, Tim, Doubt, Viper, probably.
yeah. Doubt is the only one that.
Yeah, Doubt is the only question mark. If it should be Shadow instead of Doubt. But yeah, kind of dream lineups for sure. Score overall is pretty unfortunate as well. ACM with 6k, other players 15, 15, and 11. And yeah, I think his strategy was simply wrong, reading his map wrong, and just heavily getting punished for that. And yeah, we will take a good look into next week's matchups, guys. Next Saturday, we will have the Brazucas going against Suomi at 14 GMT, best of 5. Secret against Frantic after that, and the grand finals of the East Asia 2v2 stage, then 19 GMT next Saturday here over at EscapeAoE again.